Mr. Lucy.
How are we doing today? Doing good?
I mean, Mr. Jones.
What you call
I accidentally pronounced Mr. Lucy by mistake.
Oh, it's okay. It happens. It's okay. Hope you guys had a good weekend.
We did.
Outstanding. You know how we do this. Like to start out the new week with some positivity in the air. So who wants to share something good, interesting, or fun that they did since we were last together, or something that you're thankful for? These 2 or 3 people? Yes. You got your phone? Can I have it? What is it? It's a 16 Plus. I have one in the library. The Conjuring, did you like that? Yeah. You like horror movies? The Conjuring is a horror movie for those of you who don't know. I like really good horror movies. Because they'll be in So, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of good. Congratulations on the phone. Pay for it yourself? Pay for it yourself, your phone? Did you pay for it yourself? Oh, no. That's the best kind of phone. The phone that somebody else is buying for you. Very nice. All right, who else has something to share? Yes, what's your name? Alex. Alex, yes. Yeah, your computer. Yeah, is that it right there?
No, it's a desktop.
Cool. That's interesting. What kind is it?
I don't remember what kind it was. It was like around $1,000 and it was I saved up on it.
So you're a serious gamer then?
I'm not as serious as Marvel Rivals.
Really? So have you guys played together?
No, I just remember that.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Congratulations. Is it what you expected it to be?
It's even better.
It's even better than you thought. Okay, so it must be pretty responsive. Graphics are great and all that.
Yeah, I was video gaming on like a 6-year-old laptop before that.
Oh, you were disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Now you can compete. All right, very good. Does anybody else want to share something, or should we just start class? We're all good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good. All right. So let me start with some announcements. And then we got to get going. There's things to go over, quite a few things to go over. Today we're finishing chapter 4, States of Consciousness. The focus, though, for today is drugs. That's what we're talking about, drugs. Some of you may be more interested than others, but we're going to go through that. Also, we're going to do a review activity because Thursday, guess what we're doing?
Test.
We're taking a test on Thursday. So we're going to do a review activity that I hope will help you to do well on the exam.
What kind of test paper is it?
What kind of test it is? I'm glad you asked. It is a 40-question multiple choice, A, B, C, D, 40 questions. No fill in the blank, no essay, and you will need a scan trial sheet if you don't have them. I mentioned you last week. They're very. Pardon? Yeah. Have at it. Take a cup. You will need a scan trial sheet. They're sold at the bookstore. Okay. I have a few extras if you forget for some reason, but I don't know if I'll be able to carry you through the whole semester. They're only a few bucks. And yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, where is the bookstore? I can walk with you.
There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you. Look, I love it when people come together. We're literally like 7 minutes away from the bookstore right now.
Oh.
And that's walking at a leisurely, just casual pace. You can be there in 7 minutes. Just taking your time. Just slow, almost slow. So, cool. Thank you. Let's see. What else? And you will need a number 2 pencil. Now, speaking of the exam, please try to be on time.
What time is?
I'm gonna say it at the end because more of your classmates who are late today are not gonna hear this announcement. So I'm gonna say it at the end as well.
What time does the test start?
Just 2 o'clock. Same time as class. And the reason why it's important for you guys to be on time, because, and I'm gonna mention this on Thursday, some people in this room are gonna finish the test really quickly.
What are the test questions going to be on?
1, he asked what test what chapters, chapter 1, Intro to Psychology, and chapter 4, States of Consciousness, which we're gonna finish today. That's
Okay.
what the test is on.
Okay.
Now, as I was saying though,
Okay.
some of you, there are gonna be some people in this room who are gonna leave, you're gonna take this, you're gonna sit down, and you're gonna be done in 15 minutes. And you're gonna leave, because you can leave once you're done. And if you're really late, it looks weird if somebody's leaving and you're just now walking in. That's not a good look. As far as I know, you could be telling somebody, hey, make sure you know this, and this, because this is on the test. You could be helping somebody else who shows up 15 minutes late. So that's one reason why it's important. Plus, it's always good to be on time in every area of your life. Jobs, dates, certain events. So yeah, so that's that. Let's see, what else do you need to know? Oh, also your next quiz, I should say quizzes, are due on September 15th. That's next Monday. Next Monday. Chapter 2, Neuroscience and Behavior. Chapter 3, Sensation and Perception. Monday, so just 1 week to get those done. Don't forget, we're trying to get as close to 150 points as possible. And yeah, and as far as the test, don't feel too stressed. Because the test is not the bulk of your grade. It's these quizzes. It really is. What the tests do is determine, they possibly can determine whether you get an F or a D, a D or a C or a B, or a B or an A. Because with the quizzes being 60% of your grade, if you get all the points from all the quizzes, you're at a 60. As if you fail if you go like, I'm not taking any of those tests, that means you're getting a 60 out of this class. But that means you maxed out on all the quizzes. Now, if you just get like 60s on the quiz, on the test, that's gonna bump you get a whole new grade. You don't even have to get A's on the test.
It'll be just chapters 1 and 4 only?
1 and 4 only, that's it.
Not chapter 2 or 3?
Nope, because we didn't talk about it in the classroom. If we don't talk about it in the classroom, it will not be on the test. But you still have to do quizzes. It's not my choice, it's what the school decided. So, any questions about anything? Like I said, we're gonna do a review activity, which is literally going to cover over half of what's gonna be on the test. Over half. Like we're gonna go over it again and make sure you got it. All right. We ready to begin today? All right. So we are going to talk about drugs, the highs and lows of consciousness. Because drugs affect our consciousness. They can. Drugs are very common in our society. Oh, you know what? Before I begin, I forgot to give you this special gift because I want to make sure we get to the review activity. I've taken the time to print out everything that's going to be underlined. So you don't even have to write
Highs
down
and
unless
lows
you
of
just want to put it into
consciousness.
your notes. So, one, so what I am
Highs and
handing-
lows of consciousness.
There you go. Okay, go ahead and pass it back.
Lows
Okay, go ahead and
of-
pass it back. Now, this is only the things that are underlined on the PowerPoint. If you want to write down any additional notes, you have to decide. If you want to write down any additional notes, that is up to you. But, and if you want to take what's written down and put it into your notes, you may do that as well. Because some of you are used to studying your own handwriting. But like I said, this is to save time, because usually I give you time to write the information down. But because I'm going to be going a little quicker today, you may not have time to write it down. But you got what you need right in front of you. Okay, back to drugs. Very common in our society. All types of drugs. From the moment we're born, throughout most of our lives, people take all types of stuff. We take vitamins, we take aspirin, we take medicine for our stomach, we take cold medicine. We take all these things. But when it comes to vitamins and stomach things and things for headaches, those typically don't alter our state of consciousness.
Drugs are prevalent throughout our society.
We are going to focus on the drugs that do alter our states of consciousness. Like if you take an aspirin, you're probably okay unless you have some sort of allergy problem. Now, if you have an allergy to medication, that's a different story. But most of us, some of us, I take vitamins in the morning. I take vitamin C, vitamin D.
From
That's not
birth
gonna alter my
to all our
consciousness.
lives.
This is not gonna do it. Now, before we talk about the different classifications of drugs, because there's different types that affect our consciousness differently. Those are called addictive drugs. What are some of the possible reasons you think people take addictive drugs? Hard stuff. Why do people end up taking? And by the way, I know you may not consider it, but marijuana is considered an addictive drug because it can alter our state of consciousness. Why do you think people take addictive drugs? Yes, Katie, right? Yes.
It just gives one thing a high.
Gives it a high. So it's a feel good for people, for some people. Yes. What was that? So some people may do a drug because it would help them to gain an appetite, especially if it's marijuana. More likely, yes. That may not be the same for like crystal meth. That is a much harder drug. What were you about to say, James? Because it feels good. So it's a way of de-stressing. Okay, so in other words, if they're de-stressing, they might be using it to cope with whatever's going on in their world, to stay at peace. Okay. Anybody else? Any other reasons why a person might take addictive drugs?
These drugs rarely produce an altered state of consciousness.
Yes.
Some take it to de-stress, I guess.
Right.
Is that outlet?
Some people do take it to de-stress. There may be people in this room who do it. Now, I don't even want to do a survey. I don't want to know who does
These
drugs and what
drugs.
you do. You keep that to yourself. Just know this is a drug-free environment in school. Okay, yes.
Rarely produce an altered. Yeah. Yeah.
Say that a little bit louder. Oh, yeah, energy, yes. Yes, there are people, I don't know, could be somebody in this room. There are college students who take ADHD medication to help them give a boost to help prepare for an exam. That's what some people do. The drug is typically written is the drug that a lot of people take to help them do school. Yes, so some people may do things to get an extra boost. Yeah, very good. Those are all correct answers. This will come up again when we're answering that question in a little bit more detail. And so here's the first step.
Sir, could you please
don't
go
have-
back? I didn't finish reading that, please.
Now, you don't have to write any of this down though, because none of this will be on the test side, just so you know.
I understand.
Okay, good.
Okay, move on now, please.
Outstanding. So now, for those of you who may have walked in a few minutes ago, there is a sheet that has all the terms underlined for today. So you don't have to write it down unless you just want to put it in your notes. So let's first start out by defining the term psychoactive drugs. Those that influence a person's emotions, perceptions, or behaviors. In other words, these drugs, they're going to affect what you're doing. They're going to affect how you feel. They're going to affect how you see things. And then that means they're probably going to affect your behavior. That is what psychoactive drugs do. Let me make sure it's something.
Affect the nervous system.
Make sure there's a sheet floating around with all the terms that'll be underlined that we're talking about today. So write them down if you want, but I'm going to be moving kind of quickly. Now, these drugs have
very
different
different
effects,
ways.
psychoactive drugs, and because they affect our nervous system differently depending on the type of drug, and sometimes depending on who we are. How one drug affects this person may be different from how this drug affects somebody else. Now, addictive drugs, these are those that produce a biological or psychological dependence in the user. In other words, they start using this drug and either their body always wants it or psychologically they think they want it or might even think they need it. The person has become addicted. And although right away when you see that, you're probably thinking of like cocaine, crack, alcohol.
Withdrawal from them leads to a craving for the drug that in Some cases may be nearly irresistible, and in biological drug dependence, the body cannot function without it.
That's good. Stop right there. That's good right there. Perfect. Outstanding. So, but I need you guys to understand that it's not just hard drugs that do this, that make us psychologically dependent or biologically dependent on a drug. Coffee is an addictive drug.
And psychological drug
Anybody,
dependence.
what are coffee drinkers at? And do you guys drink it every day?
In psychological drug
Okay.
dependence, people
Now,
believe
there you
they
got your,
need
you
the drug
got
to
your cup
respond
on
to
there.
daily
Now,
stress.
here's the thing. Those people who are used to drinking coffee every day, your body is probably addicted to it now. And here's how you know you're addicted. Try to stop cold turkey. You shaking your head, no? You won't even try? She just said she'd get really bad headaches if she tried to quit. That is the body craving the drug so much, in this case coffee, that it will go through what's called withdrawal. Because the body is like, yo, where's it at? Where my coffee? Where my cigarette? Cigarette, same thing. Where is it at? And with the harder drugs, it be people like, they doing, oh man, where is it? I need another hit. Oh, I need it. That's the body is itching and tingling. The body is craving, and they really think they need it. That's what happens with addictive drugs. Now, the reason why a lot of people do addictive drugs, we already mentioned it. Pleasure, good thing. Some people do it to escape. Some people do addictive drugs because of peer pressure. Somebody in this room, when they were in high school, they were with some friends, and they did the drug, whether it was alcohol, a joint, a pill, ecstasy, whatever, they did it simply out of peer pressure. They felt like, well, I gotta do it, or else they're gonna talk about me, they're gonna tease me, I'm not cool. And so some people, we give in their peer pressure, and we do stuff because we don't want to stand out. And sometimes people do hard drugs because of genetics, meaning perhaps their parents were addicted to drugs. And so now, as a result, that individual also has that same urge or craving to use that drug, which is why they shouldn't do it, which is why anybody who was born, into a family or have parents who are even if they were former drug users, that person should not even try drugs. They shouldn't even try it one time, because it is likely they'll be much easier to become addicted to it. Because genetically, it's in their DNA because they got it from their parents.
People.
So those are some of the main reasons why a person may do addictive drugs. Okay, here's the 4 categories. You don't have to write it down because we're going to go into them, and we're not going to really spend too much time with narcotics.
Sir, could you please go back? I didn't finish.
Sure. We're not going to spend a lot of time with narcotics, but the other 3 categories we are. And those categories are depressants,
daily stress,
stimulants, and hallucinogens.
Can you move on, please?
Okay. Now, let's start out with stimulants. When you see the word stimulant, think about stimulating. Oh, that's stimulating. That felt good. Stimulant. There are drugs that have what's called an arousal effect on the nervous system. These are drugs that can raise your heart rate, blood pressure, your muscle tension may change. And drugs that are considered stimulants include caffeine, which is in coffee, and also in a lot of teas, which is also in, where my energy drink people at? As you took it right there. Most energy drinks have a whole bunch of caffeine in them. They got some sugar in it too, usually, but they definitely have caffeine because when you drink it, it stimulates you, it gives you more energy, helps wake you up. And nicotine also, which is in cigarettes, has a stimulant as well. We got some drug users in this class, I see. You really see yourself as a drug user, but you don't even know it. If your body is used to doing something every time, and to be honest with you, anything that feels good can be addictive. Think about that. Shopping can feel real good, especially if you got the money. It can be addictive.
Can be. Caffeine produces several reactions, and individuals can build up a biological dependence. And
Right.
nicotine is found in cigarettes. Smokers develop a dependence.
Right. Exercise can be addictive. Now that's a positive, that could be a positive addiction as long as you're not neglecting your family in the process. Sex can be addictive. Anything that feels good can be addictive. Food can be addictive. As humans, we love pleasure. Feel good stuff. And sometimes we get too far and can't get enough of it. Now, some other stimulants, we have amphetamines, which is, amphetamines, the street name is speed for amphetamines. But if a person takes too much speed, they can go into convulsions, they can possibly even die. Methamphetamines is like the crystalline drug version known as meth or crystal meth, which we know that can kill you and or definitely, if not at the very least, can lead to brain damage. Adderall, which is also a stimulant, is also under the heading of amphetamine. It was pretty much made for people who have ADHD. And I'm sure, raise your hands, there are some people in this room who I guarantee you have ADHD, whether you were diagnosed, and some of you probably have ADHD and were never diagnosed and you don't even know it. I didn't realize I had a little ADHD until I became a therapist. But Adderall is often abused. A moment ago, I mentioned how sometimes college students, or maybe somebody who feel like they got a big report to do for their company, will take it to help them stay energized, to finish their report, to finish their schoolwork, whatever they need to do. I'm a truck driver, I need to stay awake, I can't be sleepy on the road. That's kind of abusing it because you're not using it for what it's meant for. Especially if you never got diagnosed with ADHD. This is what happens, people who don't even have ADHD, Adderall works differently. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to use
Quantity.
Caffeine for example. I'm going to use caffeine. Caffeine and Adderall, they're both stimulants. If a person has ADHD and they take a stimulant or they take Adderall, they're normally, because ADHD, they're all up here with the focus and like, if they take these drugs, they tend to come down and be able to focus more. They tend to be more calm. That's because they have ADHD. If a person does not have ADHD and they take these medications, they're up. A person who has ADHD can actually drink some coffee and go to bed. If you don't have ADHD, it would be very unlikely you're going to drink coffee and go to bed. Because for you, it's going to wake you up. For them, it's calms you down. So that's part of the abuse that happens with ADHD medication. People are using it who don't even have the condition. They're using it to give them an advantage when it comes to work or sports or whatever. Bath salts are also amphetamine as well.
Lingering.
All right. Cocaine, also a stimulant known as crack. The street name, cocaine can rewire our brains, create psychological and physical addiction. Over time, people on cocaine, they tend to deteriorate both mentally and physically. And of course, ultimately, if you do too much crack or cocaine, you can die. Now, the next category is depressants, which is on your list. Drugs that slow down the nervous system. That's why they call depressants. Yes, sir.
Small doses result in at least temporary feelings of intoxication, drunkenness, along with euphoria. And with large doses such as speech becomes slurred, motion becomes difficult, and users may lose consciousness.
Very well. Okay, so what are we talking about? Now, these are slowing your nervous system down. So in regular small doses, you might get intoxicated. Because a lot of depressants, one of the major depressants is alcohol. So you can get drunk, but you can feel good. That's the euphoria. Euphoria is feeling great. But if you do too much of a depressant, or if you drink too much alcohol, your speech can get slurred. Hey, how you doing? Your motion becomes difficult. You're tripping over stuff. You may even lose consciousness. So, speaking of alcohol, this should be on your notes too, in your sheet too. The most common depressant is alcohol, used by more people than any other drug. And so, because it's so popular and so many people drink alcohol, a lot of people fall victim to binge drinking. That means 5 or more drinks at one time. That's for men, 4 or more drinks for women. Alcohol has often been present during unwanted sexual advances. A lot of women have been taken advantage of, maybe even some males, thanks to alcohol.
Is the high frequency.
Women are typically lighter drinkers than men, and there's some cultural and ethnic differences as it relates to alcoholic consumption. There's just so many bad things that happen to people with alcohol, and drugs in general. But one of my best friend in high school, this is an example of a bad thing happening with alcohol.
5 or more drinks.
And this was my best friend all through high school. And we don't talk that much, but I was talking to him this weekend, and he told me a story I never knew. I was like, Eric, how did I not know this? How come y'all didn't tell me? So real quick. So I was in this honors program in high school. This was my senior year. And so, now this is my junior year, I think. And a new kid was in our classroom. Came to our honors program. And he was a nice guy. He was about 6 feet, kind of muscular, but he was really nerdy. Really nerdy. And I don't remember exactly what he looked like, but I know he had big lips. But he was just a cool guy. I really liked him. He was just a nice guy, but he was nerdy. So my friends, Eric, Kevin, and Tyrone, I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't do what I'm saying. This is a bad example. They used to drink during school sometimes. During high school. They would ask me to go, and I'd be like, I can't. I'm struggling now when I'm sober in the classroom. I can't do class drunk. It's just not gonna work for me. And I will admit, sometimes on a weekend I might indulge, but never during the school day. I don't know how to do it. So anyway, my other 3 friends decided they wanted to take the new guy out, the new nerdy guy. They were like, we're gonna get him drunk. This is in the daytime. Like, they would ditch school to go get drunk. And I didn't know they went. I wouldn't have went anyway, so I'm sure that's why they didn't ask me, because they knew I wouldn't have went. He said they got him drunk. They successfully got him drunk. And then they started teasing him about his lips. That's why I mentioned it in the first place. For some reason, he started running. And where they were at was a major, on the south side of Chicago, there's a lot of traffic, and there's these train tracks too. There's a commuter train that comes through. While he started running, they started chasing him. Now he's drunk. He tripped on a curb. His head hit the train rail. Only thing he said, my friend Eric, he said he was unconscious and there was blood everywhere. And I'm like, I never knew that story. I knew the guy stopped coming to class, but I didn't know why. I just thought maybe his family moved, they relocated, and he just left. Apparently the police came, my friends were questioned. They kind of lied. They said, we don't know why he started running. We don't know why. And so nobody knows what happened to him. I'm assuming he didn't die because my friends would have had to go, I'm sure they would have had to testify. They would have to. They would have been put on the stand. So he must not have died, but does that mean, I don't know, maybe he had major head trauma, maybe, significant head brain trauma. What is he like right now? Because our heads cannot, if your head hit a railroad track, I can't even imagine what that would be. So I say all that to say, alcohol creates all types of problems with people. There's another story I can tell you. I don't think we have time. But so anyway, so that's that. Women are typical lighter drinkers than men, as I already mentioned. Although a lot of people drink casually. I'm not saying you can't drink alcohol. A lot of people are casual drinkers. 14 million people in the United States have a drinking problem.
Although most people are casual users, 14 million people in the U.S. have a drinking problem.
Now, alcoholics, these are people who abuse alcohol. These are people who rely on alcohol to do the things they need to do. These are alcoholics are people who they continue to drink even though it causes problems in their life, even though they keep losing jobs, even though it keeps affecting their relationships with their spouse, their children, they still keep drinking. That's when you know a person is an alcoholic. When they drink so much that it has all these negative impacts, it just rips, there's a wave of negativity throughout their life, and they still keep drinking. Some other common depressants, barbiturates, and then something called Rofalin. The street name is roofies. Some people call that drug the date rape drug, because when you mix roofies or Rofalin with alcohol, it's easy for a person to be sexually assaulted. Oftentimes, these drugs are so strong, they might not even remember the assault. So a lot of predators put this in people's drinks. It could be male or female. I don't know if any of your parents ever told you, if you ever go out to a nightclub, especially ladies, if you drink, don't put your drink down. Keep it in your hand. If you set it down, somebody could walk by and drop a roofie in your drink.
And if that happens?
And if that happens, they may say, oh, look, let's go for a walk. Oh, you look tired, you feeling tired? Let me take you home. Next you know, female is passed out, and they are not in their own home. And they wake up the next morning, and they have no idea what happened. They cannot remember, but they've been sexually assaulted. That's why this is called the date rape drug. So lady, nobody, I don't even think men, I don't even think you should leave your drink unattended. Seriously. Even guys, you may think you're tough, you're strong. You go visit, I don't know, you go to Costa Rica for the weekend, you go in the hotel bar, you put your drink down, you come back, you drink it. Next thing you know, you wake up in your hotel room, maybe you weren't sexually assaulted, but your passport and all your money is gone. Somebody slipped something in your drink to rob you.
Mr. Jones, what would happen if a man does have a drink, they leave it unattended?
Somebody may put something in it.
Yeah, and if that happens, they get assaulted?
They could. It's possible. Very possible. Next category, hallucinogens. As you look at that word hallucinogens, it kind of looks like hallucinate, because that's where it's a derivative of that word, hallucinate. These are drugs that are capable of producing alterations in perception, thoughts, and feelings. In other words, you just see stuff that may not be there. And marijuana, which is also considered a stimulant, is also considered a hallucinogen. And that's because marijuana has an ingredient called tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, that's found in the weed, cannabis. Heavy long-term uses has negative effects. It can have effects on children, prenatally, like when a child is in the womb. By the way, if a mother is expecting a child, not only should she not do marijuana, she shouldn't be drinking alcohol or any other drugs, because that can affect the child. Marijuana can cause problems, it can damage the lungs. Now, there are some medical uses for marijuana, and as we know, it is legal in a lot of places. I'm gonna pull up the list to a lot of, it's almost half the country feels like it's legal. But that's for recreation. But there's some people who use it for medicinal purposes. I have a client, she has major, what's she have? I'm not gonna call it almost bipolar, but she definitely has depression and anxiety and PTSD.
The active ingredient,
And marijuana helps her.
tetrahydrocannabinol,
Yep,
is found in the common weed cannabis.
yep.
Heavy use may have long-term negative effects. It can have effects on children exposed prenatally, and smoking it damages the lungs.
The word is prenatally. I'm gonna go to the next screen,
It
okay?
has several medical uses, and it is increasingly being made legal both for medical use and as a recreational drug.
Look at this. 24 states, including the District of Columbia, that's DC,
Yeah.
have legalized adult use of marijuana for recreational purposes. Now, as of 2025, this was earlier in January, so maybe some other people have legalized it. This is where you can smoke marijuana for recreational, and it is legal. Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Minnesota, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Nevada, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. It has also been legalized where I did morning radio on the island of Guam and in the northern Mariana Islands. That is a lot of places. That's almost half the states where recreational marijuana is legal. What type of states are missing from that group?
The East.
Well, part of the East is in there. New York is there. Maine.
South.
There we go. You see any southern state there? You see Mississippi? You see Florida? You see Georgia? Texas?
What about Indiana?
Indiana, it's not legal there yet. But
And
but
Iowa?
We're talking specifically about the southern states. You see Arkansas on there? No, of course not.
That's Arkansas.
Why do you guys think there are no southern states up here? I'm sorry, what were you?
Also, like,
Bless me.
they should capitalize off of this, legalization.
You said they should?
They are trying to.
You think they are
That's
trying
part of
to?
their plan.
Why are they the last to get on board?
I feel like there's a lot more regulations just in the South.
Okay. Who else? Why do you think there's no southern states up here?
Is it political?
It might be.
Why is
I don't know. I'm just asking what you guys think. I don't have a definitive answer. I have my own theory why southern states aren't up there.
Why is recreational marijuana legal in Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, and Minnesota, along with Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Nevada, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Oregon, Virginia, and Washington?
It's legal there because they voted it to be legal. Because those states realize if we legalize it, we can make a lot of money for the state.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Aren't they illegal in those states?
It's illegal there. What do you think?
It's also still illegal federally too, so there's also
I'm gonna go
conflicts
with
there.
that. Like, I don't know how much of that
Thanks,
plays
Carter.
a role, but the southern states, we're in the what's called the Bible Belt. We're in a part of the country that
Nice.
acts as if we're very religious. I can say we are. Acts as if. This, I mean, this is supposed to be a very religious part of the nation, the South. So now, a lot of people who are religious are very hypocritical, or hypocrites, but I think the southern states, just my opinion, like I said, I want you guys to be critical thinkers, so you reach your own conclusions.
They probably don't want people selling out on the streets because in like Illinois or like Chicago, they actually have like drug dealers on the streets selling weed.
Of course.
They probably don't want that, you know.
But you know what though? Because you're from Chicago, right?
I've been in New York, it's worse.
And that's what I'm from. They still, you can buy it legally in Chicago, but you can still buy it on the street too. it didn't get rid of the street. The street salesman is still active. As a matter of fact, the stuff in the stores costs more. Now, it is, I believe it's better quality. By the way, when I say better quality, I believe, I don't know that because I don't smoke weed, just be honest. And to be honest, I've never smoked a joint in my entire life. So I don't know. When I was in high school, I was trying to be an athlete, and I thought athletes didn't do drugs, and I thought marijuana was a drug. Even though the other guys on the football team, my closest friends, the ones who I just told you what the accident would have got, all of them, I mean, I would maybe drink, but they smoked weed too. I was like, nope, I can't do that. I'm not doing it. I refuse. And so to this day, I never smoked a joint. So I have no idea. So I can't speak. But from what I hear, the weed in the stores is better quality and you have a variety of options depending on what are you looking for in your weed. What type of flavor, what type of, that's what I tell you. I've never even been in a weed store. Yes.
I think it's more, you see, like, it's the same thing with alcohol, like, it's a demo.
To legalize that. For those of you who don't know, alcohol used to be illegal too. Just so you know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's just gonna take a minute for just this region of the country to just,
James, I 100% agree with you. I don't think it's a matter of if the southern states are gonna legalize it, it's just when they're gonna legalize it. Is it gonna be 2 years from now? Is it gonna be 5 years from now? I think they're going to eventually, because all these other states that legalized it, they have made so much money by legalizing it. And now they don't have to worry about criminalizing, now it's not criminalized, so they don't have to waste time and money arresting people who were using, or, well, you still can't sell it unless you legally approve to sell it. Yes.
Like, don't you feel like the state is low-key, like, still making just as much money just because they're, like, still criminalizing people in southern states?
Of
Like,
course.
about weed and, like, they-
Of
yeah,
course.
About something little as weed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, don't you?
Yeah, no, I believe that 100%.
Yeah. All right, let's have a little chit chat. Since we're talking about the subject. Do you feel that marijuana should be legalized for recreational use?
Yes.
Okay, those who are in favor of legalizing for recreation, raise your hand. Those who are against it okay, let me start with you, because what does that mean right there?
I'm 50-50.
Talk about it.
So in some cases, there's a libertarian approach where it's like you can do whatever you want so long as it's not affecting others.
Yes.
But at the same time, there's also what are the potential side effects? There's also still the fact that, at least at the moment, between, I believe, federal and states, that in federal is still illegal, so there's also the conflict there, so maybe that's
a
also
weird
part of
conflict
the
too, though.
reason.
Like, it's technically, as a nation, it's illegal,
Yeah,
but in certain states, it's legal. That is a weird setup that we have right now in our society. Go ahead. Yeah, now that's a very valid point. Who else thinks it should not be legal for recreation? Is anybody else? No one else thinks it should be illegal recreational? Okay, you pro-legalize people, why? Why should it be legalized? Yes.
Like, comparatively to other drugs, even alcohol is, like, particularly safe. Natural weed is really, really hard, from what I understand, to overdose on it, versus alcohol, like, you can get alcohol and die, but it's really hard to die from
You are right. Now, I will say too that they do say that weed is stronger than it's ever been before. I'm just adding that little tidbit. Yes, Amy.
I think it should still have regulations like alcohol and cigarettes at a certain age, because your brain is still growing and processing and,
What age do you think it should be before you can do recreational marijuana?
well, I don't think your brain comes about until 35, but.
People are like, no, I can't wait till 35. So be realistic. What do you think would be a good age where it should be, what's the drinking age? What do you have to do?
21.
21.
Okay, so 21. So you think 21 for? I mean, I'm not judging. We just discussed it. I told you, we discussed stuff in the classroom. Okay, yes.
I honestly just don't really care about if it's legalized or not, cause like, if you don't wanna do it, then you just don't do it. But like, why stop other people from being able
Okay,
to do it?
now let me ask you this. I'm gonna challenge you. I'm all about critical thinking. I gotta challenge you for that. And you're like, what does that have to do with me? But if it's legal, how do you feel if, I don't know, the pilot of the plane you're about to get on just smoked? Or the school bus driver who's about to take a kid to school? Or the surgeon who's about to operate on your knee lit up before he started, he or she put. How do you feel about that?
Well, see, I agree with like the regulations and the optics, like obviously you can't go work hard. Yeah, not work, but like.
But people do.
Well, that's not good. but,
People
like,
go to work
it's
having
gonna have-
drank
like,
alcohol.
We said like, it's gonna have to happen.
Mr. Jones.
So, like, it's gonna have to happen anyway, but like, if now, so if it's legalized, rather than arresting somebody for having it on them, or like just like smoking with their friends, you can become more for going to work hard rather than random free use.
Not disagreeing, like I said, I'm just challenging your perspective. Yes, sir?
Alright. This is mostly for a lot of things, but if you legalize it,
Yeah.
then obviously you can regulate it, you can monitor it. You can make more money for it, for the
Yep.
state, just like the,
Yep.
it's legal.
Mhm.
And then, because it's legal, you don't, again, like the other states, you don't have to spend so much money trying to stop it.
Yep. Right, your law enforcement officers can do other things then. Yeah, I mean, you're right, I don't disagree.
I mean, like, just in like the earlier, I was gonna say like, there's a lot more deaths off a lot of other drugs than you hear about marijuana.
I rarely hear about a death associated with marijuana. Personally, I don't think I've ever heard of a death.
Yeah, same here.
associated. I'm assuming maybe it has been, I just never heard of it.
And Mr. Jones,
Yes.
about that thing you told us about the guy who was running in the subway, what happened when the people who lied about it to the police, what happened to them?
Nothing, because nobody ever found out the truth.
Well,
Find out, because here's the thing, the guy who was running and hit his head on the railroad track, I'm sure when they took him to the hospital, they found alcohol in his system.
and they
So-
chased after him?
Pardon me?
They chased after him?
Yeah,
Why?
just being teenagers, being stupid teenagers. So, yes.
I have a question, like, apart from weed, like, people who get addicted to like other drugs, right? Don't they usually start off with weed?
This is not for everybody, but yes,
Yeah, but most.
for a lot of people, marijuana has been what they call the gateway drug. It is the drug that got them used to being high and had them decide, well, let me try this now, and let me try that. Yes, a lot of people, their first drug was either alcohol or marijuana before they got into harder stuff. Yes. That almost sounds like a reason maybe why it shouldn't be legalized for recreational use. I'm just saying, sounds like it. Any other, yes?
No, I had a question. You know how there's certain cases where they like, those towards marijuana.
So his question is, the people who die because their marijuana was laced with something, does that count as a death associated with marijuana? I'm just saying, well, he's asking that as a question. I mean, I don't know, it shouldn't be.
To be honest, you should, without it, it wouldn't have happened.
What was that?
You should be careful what you buy, because it just depends on who you buy it from, if they sell good or not, because they could lace it,
Yes, they
no matter
can.
what.
There's plenty of
They
cases.
buy it not knowing it was laced.
Of course they didn't know it was laced.
If they sell it to you on a cheaper price, that's how you know it's laced.
If they sell it at a cheaper price.
And
I
you
mean,
can look at it as well, you can tell it's laced.
well, you can look at a joint and tell us, really?
You can tell.
Like I said, I can't debate you on that, because I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But I have heard stories of people buying weed. I've heard them have been challenged with getting weed from somebody they trust, because they did buy bad weed from somebody before who they didn't know, or they got it from a friend. They go, "Where'd you get this stuff from?" "I got it from this other person." So,
That's right.
all right, so,
I got a question.
let me,
Wouldn't-
okay, real quick, because I need to go ahead.
I'm neutral, like I don't care, but like if you legalize marijuana, wouldn't that fuel like the cartel and moving in more drugs and drugs? Because they legalize it everywhere, so it's gonna be easier for them to move in more stuff.
You know-
Actually, no. The
No, I'm just
cartel-
saying that's what I think. Like that's my.
The cartel's primary focus is making money. Like for example,
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
like during COVID, do you know what the cartels are smuggling in?
No, I don't know.
Avocados.
Oh no, yeah, no. What I'm
Because
saying,
it's
like,
such high demand and people.
yeah, but like
pay
it's
the
good.
price.
The thing is with cartels, they're like they all have a different mindset for each organization. They all do it for a different reason. Like
Yeah, my
some.
point is like they can't smuggle in weed, well then they'll smuggle in something else like most commonly now.
So, let me, because I want us to do the review activity, because I don't even know if we're gonna have time to finish it, but make sure everybody has the sheet that has the terms, if you didn't have, if you came in late. Okay, I'm gonna say this, the last thing about, I'm gonna say this thing, I'm just gonna share my perspective. Make your own decisions. Personally, if people wanna legalize it for recreation, this is my opinion, I'm fine with it. However, we as human beings, this is my concern, we as human beings, and definitely as Americans, have a habit of not knowing when to say when. I said earlier, things that feel good have a greater potential to be abused. Because oftentimes we lack self-discipline to know when enough is enough. That's why America probably has more issues with alcoholism, drug use, we have drunk driving, we have porn addictions, we have all these things because we don't know when to say when. And that's the problem, because anything in an excess can be bad for you. Too much milk can be bad for you. Too much orange juice can be bad for you. It's about doing it in excess. And also too, last point, everything we do as an individual or as a society or as a nation, there are pros and there are cons. There are consequences, good and bad, to everything we do. If marijuana is legal across this nation, there may be some positive effects, you have people feel good, but I guarantee you, there will also be some negative consequences to it as well. What are those consequences? I don't know, but everything has consequences. This is my point of view. So, like I said, if we can not overdo it, we'll be good. All right, let's see.
What's your point of view on the medical side of it, though?
Oh, I'm all for it for medicine.
Okay.
Oh, I'm all for it. So I'm gonna skip the narcotics, but this is what people who do opiates or opiates, very addictive painkillers, narcotics, these are before and after pictures. People using opiates. It completely destroys the mind and the body. And a lot of people die. A lot of people die from opiate addiction. A lot. This is a major problem, especially in this country right now. And this is another drug that gets smuggled in. You talk about drug cartels smuggling in fruit, vegetables. Oh no, they have other things to smuggle besides weed, but they have these things.
I'm not denying that. I'm saying they smuggle in whatever makes the most money.
Of course they do. They're a business. That's what they should do. And so because of that, some people who have these addictions to opiates, they give them methadone to help them to try to get off or address the cravings. All right, so I hope we have time to do this review activity. Okay, so I need to split you guys up. Let's see. James, could you sit? Okay, could you sit in the row behind you? Because you guys are going to be one team. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That last row, you're a team. Let's see. Switch over here. Thank you very much. Bring your notes with you. So you 4 are team 1. You guys are team 2, the back 2 rows. These 2 rows are team 3. The back 2 rows are team 4. 4. Team 5. Last row is team 6. We all good? You're like, what are we about to do? Well, I'm gonna tell you what we're about to do. Are you guys familiar with the game? Yes, sir. Somebody hand him a sheet of paper with the terms on it.
There's some over here.
Okay, they're coming your way. So, You guys familiar with the game Jeopardy?
Yes.
We are about to play Jeopardy. Team Jeopardy. You guys are already in your team. The rules for Jeopardy. You, of course, you have to answer with a question if you're not familiar with. So if the question is, what color is this? If I say, this is in the sky and this is matching this incredible soft color, what is blue? You have to answer with a question. Also, you cannot blurt out the answer, or else your team will not get the points. One of your team members need to keep your team score.
We need to raise our hand to answer.
Huh? You and your team decide.
We need to raise our hands to answer without blurting.
Yes, you need to raise your hand. Absolutely. Okay. So, this version of Jeopardy covers the chapters that will be on the test. History of psychology, some research, and a bunch of other things.
Can we do a practice round first?
We don't have time. Sometimes you just got to get in the pool. You got to jump right in the pool. All right, give me 1 second here. There's that sheet at. Also, as you can, wait, let me pull this up. Here we go. All right. So, let's take a look at the categories. Oh, about that. And then I'm going to explain something else. There are the categories. Learning about people, real or sleeping. Should we be doing that back in time and the 5 we studied? I will explain what's in each category when somebody reads on the category. Now, each team will get a chance to answer 2 questions. You'll simply say, Mr. Frank, can we have learning about people for 30? And I'll say, sure, and I'll read it. If you get it wrong, it stays up there. If you get it right, I will scratch it off and it'll be off the board, and I'll let you know if it's available or not. I do not want the same person as answering the same question for your team. You are free to use your notes, but you do not have all day to answer the questions. Also, each team, you can only ask one 50-point question. You can't say, Mr. Jones, can I have 50 for real or sleeping? Okay, for our next question, can I have 50 for she will be doing that? No, you cannot ask 2 50-point questions back to back. You can do a 50 and a 40, but you can't do 2 50s. So you want 50. We all good with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, so let's begin the game. Team 1, you guys are first. Where would you like to begin?
10 real or sleeping.
10 for real or sleeping. In this category, these are things we talked about or examined in class that scientifically may have an effect or be associated with sleeping. Okay. What was that for 30?
10.
10? You want 10 for real or sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 for real or sleeping. The false treatment or substance that does not have a significant chemical properties or active ingredient. It does not have a significant, give me 1 second here. You want to answer the question?
Yes. What is placebo?
What is placebo? Let's see if that is correct. That is correct. That is placebo. Real or sleeping for 10 is no longer available on the board. And if you don't have the answer to the question, I advise you to take a picture because I promise you, on this board,
That'll be the type of answer on
there are 25 answers on the. There are 25 questions on the board. Your test has 40 questions. This is 25 of your questions right here.
And that answer will be on the
That
test question?
and that answer will be on the test. So placebo is on the test. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you the test right now. Team 1, you are still in charge. Where you want to go for your next question? You get to ask 2.
Real sleeping for 30.
Real or sleeping for 30? Okay, here we go. Real or sleeping for 30. This individual has a condition where they may experience difficulty breathing due to a lack of oxygen while they are sleeping. This is their question. Yes.
What is sleep apnea?
What is sleep apnea? There we go. You need a scorekeeper. Make sure somebody's keeping it on the board, because you now have 40 points, because you did a 30 and a 10. All right. So now we go back to the board. Team number 2, where you want to go? What is it?
The 5 we studied.
Okay, the 5 we studied. That in that category, these are questions associated with the 5 perspectives that we studied in class. Now, there's more than 5 perspectives, but the 5 we talked about. For how many points? 10. Okay, the 5 we studied for 10. Here we go. This perspective suggests that the focus should be on external behavior that can be objectively measured and observed. I'm sorry, can I have that in form of a question, please? What is it?
What is behavioral perspective?
Thank you. That is behavioral. So
Nice.
now you're on the board for 10. The 5 we studied. Team 2, you are still in control. Where do you want to go to next? Why y'all acting all scared? Nobody want to go for the big points. What do you want? What is it? What do you want?
No.
Somebody pick something.
Should we be doing that for 50?
Should we be doing that for 50? Okay. In this category, should we be doing it? Should we be doing that for 50? These are questions associated with the ethics of research and/or drugs. You said for how much? 50? 50. Should we be doing that for 50? If we move to the other side of the planet, we would likely throw off this 24-hour cycle that regulates our biological processes. If we move, think about 24-hour cycle that regulates our biological processes. We would throw it off. We'll throw it out of sync. Throw it out of sync. Huh? No, it's their question. Now, we only got a few more minutes. If they don't have it,
Alright, wait.
I'm just saying.
What is circadian rhythm?
Thank you very much. Okay, so keep somebody in your team, keep up with your score.
I got it.
All right, we're coming back to the front up here. You guys are team 3, you 5, right here, team 3. Where you want to go?
Should we be doing that?
For how many points? You can't do 50, you can do 40.
30.
You want to, should we be doing that for 30? All right, here we go. Here's your question. This common depressant is used by more people than any other drug. Anybody on your team can answer the question?
What is alcohol?
I would hope I would hope you remember that.
Yeah.
We just discussed that. Should
Nice.
we be doing that for 30? Okay. Your team is still in charge. You have one more question. Where you want to go for that one?
Back in time.
Back
30.
in time. Let me tell you about that category. In this category, back in time, this reviews a variety of previously discussed items. That could even include the butterfly circus. Anything that we've talked about in class. That's back in time. For how many points?
30.
30? Okay, back in time for 30. Here we go. This word defines the scientific study of behavior and mental processes.
Psychology.
You are on, that is,
You didn't say what is.
that's true. Can you say what is psychology?
What is psychology?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That is correct. What, that was for how many points?
30.
30.
I don't know why this says 10.
That's more like it, man.
Okay, team number 4 in the back. Where you guys want to go?
Can we do, what's 50, like, which ones are left for 50?
Yeah, can you mark them off?
Should we be doing that as the only 50 that's gone?
Okay, can we do
Any other 50 is open.
the 5 we studied for 50?
The 5 we studied for 50. All right, let's go. This approach, remember these are the 5 approaches. views behavior from the perspective of the brain, the nervous system, and other biological functions. What are y'all doing? You know, if you're blurred out, I can take away your points and give them to the person whose question it is. I'm just saying. Just letting you know. Yes.
What is the neuroscience perspective?
Neuroscience. There we go. Once again, so that was 5 we studied for 50. You are still in control. Get your next question. Now you cannot ask another 50 because you already asked a 50. What you got? Where y'all want to go?
Let's do learning about people for 30.
Learning about people for 30. This category looks at the way in which researchers are able to study behaviors. Learning about people for 30. This is what happens when people have been chosen. This is what happens when people have been chosen to represent a large population and are asked a series of questions about their behavior, attitudes, or thoughts. They're asked a series of questions. What is
survey?
What is survey? Survey says. There we go. So you guys did your, and that was for learning about people for 30. Okay. Team, that was your 2 questions, right? Okay, great. Team, what did you do for 5? Where you guys want to go?
What's open for real or sleeping?
Real or sleeping for how many? Oh, 30 and 10 are the only one that's gone.
20.
Okay. Real or sleeping for 20. When a person, often a child, suddenly wakes up from non-REM sleep, feeling extreme fear, panic, or anxiety. Usually a child waking up in extreme fear, panic, or anxiety.
What are night terrors?
What are night terrors is correct. Real or sleeping for 20. You guys are still in control. You can, where you want to go for your next question? There are 3 50s left and plenty of 40s left.
Was 50 taken for real or sleeping?
No.
We did 50.
Real or sleeping for 50. When we're aware of the sensations, thoughts, and feelings being experienced at a given moment, what is that? When we're aware of the sensations, thoughts, and feelings at a given moment.
What is consciousness?
What is consciousness? There we go. Very well played. Keep up with your scores, teams.
Yes, sir.
All right. There are 2 50s left. Team number 6.
What are the 50s?
The 50s are learning about people and back in time.
Was there any of the 5s left?
You mean 10s?
No, I mean like.
Oh yeah, the 40. You talking about the 5 we studied?
Yeah.
40 and 30 is available. 40, 30, and 20.
The 5 we studied 40.
The 5 we studied for 40?
Yeah.
All right. This perspective, linked to Stickleman and Freud, is based on the view that behavior is motivated by inner forces and conflicts which we have little awareness or control. This perspective is about Mr. Freud. Can I have the question for him, please? Can I have what is the psychodynamic perspective? All right, so that was for 5 we studied for 40. Where will you want to go to? You have one more question. Where you want to go? Back in time for 50. Okay. The letters L, M, F, T refer to the type of license your instructor has. Yes.
What is licensed marriage and family therapist?
There we go. I'm just telling you, it's going to be on the test. I'm just telling you.
You did not say that.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
I got it written down in
On
my
the first
page.
page.
I did. I'm just. And even if you weren't here when I said it originally, we're going over it now. I just told you everything on the screen is going to be on the test. So I'm helping y'all out right now. I'm I'm all about you doing the best you can. So that was 40 back in time. All right. Everybody went, you guys went twice, right? Team 6? Okay, now, for the sake of time, each team, one question. Where you want to go? Team 1, back to you.
Back in time for 50?
There are back in time for 50? All right, let's do back in time for 50. Oh, no, they did back in time for 50. What am I talking? Wait. Whoops. No, they did that one. Whoa, 40 is available.
Yeah.
I gotta redo that.
Okay.
You can do 40. Two things increase together or decrease together. Let somebody else answer. Team 1, is that two things increase together or decrease?
Well, it's correlation.
That is partially, but there's another word that goes in front of that.
What is positive correlation?
Thank you very much. What is positive correlation? Don't forget, two things going together, or they can go up or down. Positive correlation. So that was, what was that? Back in time for 40?
Oh, I said 30.
It's supposed to be 40. Like I said, I had to redo some stuff a while ago. I never fixed everything. Okay, team 2.
What's left?
There looks like there's a 50 learning about people, and there's several 40s, and all 20s except 1, and 3 10s.
We're doing learning about people for 50.
Okay. The group of people participating in an experiment that do not receive the treatment. They don't get the treatment.
What is the control group?
Control group. Very good. You got your 50. There are no 50s left. Team 3. There are 40s left.
Wait, what's left for 40?
All the 40s are left except for back in time. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The first 3 40s are available. Let me pull that back on the board, sorry. These 40s are available right here.
Can we do real or sleeping for 40?
You sure can do real or sleeping for 40. This happens when both the experimenter and the participant are blind to the nature of the substance being administered. Nobody knows who's getting what. The experimenter and the participant are, wait, is this your question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you got?
What is double-blind procedure?
If you didn't know, now you know.
Nice.
It will be on the test.
Sweet.
All right, team 4. Where you want to go? There's 2 40s left. Learning about people, and should we be doing that?
You talking to us?
No, I'm talking to the team behind you.
Oh. Okay.
Team 4. You got 2 40s left. Learning about people, should we be doing that?
No.
I hope y'all been somebody on your team keeping score. Where you want to go to?
Can we do learn about people for 40?
Yes, you can. Okay. Indicates the inverse relationship. As one thing increases, the other decreases. Yes, ma'am.
What is negative correlation?
Whoops. That was, yes. What is negative correlation? Yes, there we go. That was learning about people for 40. All right. There is 140 left. I'm assuming you guys want that. That would be, should we be doing that for 40? Should we be doing it for, now, a document signed by participants acknowledging that they've been told about the basic outlines of the study and are aware of what their participation will involve.
What is informed consent?
Boy, you just, man, that was, I didn't even see anything. Did you look at your notes for that one? Pardon, okay, all right. So you guys, like I said, if it's something that you didn't know, or you were absent, take a picture. All right, so all the 40s are gone.
We got 40
There is
points?
130 left. You guys want is 130 for the 5 we studied?
question.
Is that what you want?
We did.
You guys do that.
Us?
Yes.
What's left?
100
There's
points.
the highest point, there's 130 left for the 5 we studied. Okay.
That's the highest number you
Yeah,
got?
that's it.
Okay.
Everything else is 10s and 20s. This one suggests this perspective suggests that individuals naturally strive to grow, develop, and be in control of their lives and behavior. Let somebody else ask you a question. I know, I appreciate it, I respect it. Somebody else.
Yes, sir.
What, you got other teammates here. What y'all got?
Oh. What is humanistic perspective?
You're right. Congratulations. That is correct.
Very nice.
Now, tell you what, in all fairness, because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mr. Jones, those questions on Jeopardy are going to be on the test questions?
These questions will be on the test. Now, real quick, how many points do you guys have?
80.
How many points?
110.
110.
100.
In the back?
130.
Ooh. What do you have? 10. What do you
All
have?
right,
How many points you got?
all right.
120. Wait, who had the highest points then?
We did.
How many?
We got 130.
Now, for the sake of time, even though we have time to go, I mean, we could go through one more time, but we don't have time. So, how many points?
130.
130. Who had the next highest?
120.
Okay. So I have prizes for, and who's the third highest team? How many?
110.
110. Anybody else have 110? Okay, I have prizes for you two teams. But before we do that, we need to go over the ones that we haven't addressed, because like I said, I'm giving you, but don't go anywhere, I gotta give you prizes, I gotta make the announcements. So, I'm just gonna go where we didn't answer. Learning about people for 10. This is an in-depth, intensive investigation of an individual or small group of people. What is that called?
Case study.
Answer is a case study. We did not do the next one. When an investigator observes some naturally occurring behavior and does not make a change in the situation or what's going on. What is a naturalistic observation? Very good. So we can come back. There was 2, should we be doing that? The top 2, no one did 10. Using or taking these things often produces a biological or psychological dependence in the user. When you take this, you create addictive drugs. Talked about it today. We also did not do the next one. After participation in a study, participants receive an explanation of the study and the procedures that were involved. When they get talked to afterwards, what is that called? They have a conversation with the people who are in the study. What is it?
Informative consent? Is that debriefing? What is it?
You're close though. It is debriefing. Okay, so that was that one. Let's see. Also, the top 2 back in time for 10. The beginning of psychology is considered to have begun in 1879 when he decided to study the building blocks of the mind. Anybody else? Anyone else? What's his name?
Wilhelm what?
Wilhelm Wundt. That's his name. You see 1879, the answer is Wilhelm. Okay, and then the next one. We did 2 things, increase together and decrease together. We did that. Let's see, 5 we studied. Very easy. This approach focuses on how people think, understand, and know about the world. How we think. What perspective is that? Cognitive perspective. Okay, I think that's everything. Now, before you leave, for those of you who came late, hopefully you got the sheet with the questions, with the terms for the exam. The exam is Thursday.
Which is the day after tomorrow.
You need to bring a number 2 pencil and a Scantron sheet that are available in the bookstore. Please be on time for this test.
Yes, sir.
If you come too late, you're gonna have to reschedule and take it again. I'm just saying, try to be on time unless you have some other emergency and you need to tell me about it. Yes. It is in this room unless you've made arrangements to take it somewhere else. Some people make arrangements to take the test somewhere else. What was that? Huh? Oh, the prize. Oh, the people get the prizes. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I forgot. Look at you. Okay. These are organic lollipops. They're very tasty. There's